All right, so for my son's birthday, we got him the EcoLeap e-bike, dirt bike. Here, bought it off of Amazon. It's around $1,000 for this. So just opening up the box. Looks like it's well put together as far as packaging goes. I like that there's a metal frame that it came in. That means that everything inside should be nice, neat, tidy, and protected upon shipping. I really didn't expect that, so that is awesome. The only thing so far, while I'm opening it, is that online it says that the recommended age is 14 and up. On the box here, it says the recommended age is 4 and up. Now, I don't know if a 4-year-old can drive a dirt bike that is almost 100 pounds and goes around 35 to 37 miles an hour. All right, I'm gonna open this up, unpack everything, and show everybody what's inside. All right, inside the box that was attached to the metal frame, we have the user manual here. Looks like we got some cord wraps, so like the brake cord. And then we have Allen wrenches, and then we have the charger. Hopefully we can find the battery soon, so I can, and hopefully it comes off, so I can charge it while I am building the bike. All right, to get all these bolts out here, all down on this thing, you are going to need a 14mm socket wrench to get those bolts out. A lot of them were just hand tightened. I don't know if they just loosened up during shipping and delivery, but some of them that are tight, you're gonna need a 14mm socket wrench to get those out. I gotta tell you, the packaging on this, I'm very impressed. I mean, maybe that's what happens when you get a $1,000 bike, but we've gotten two high keep bikes. These right here, we got two of these e-bikes, and these were not nearly packaged as well as this bike that I'm putting together now. So, progress so far, just getting it out of the crate. I'll update you in a little bit. We got both sides of the crate open. Getting most of the nuts off now, most of the bolts off. We got the wheel that was attached off, the front wheel. It's over here. Nice beefy tire. Real nice looking. A fairing was attached to it as well, and some plastic bubble wrap. Looking at this so far, I am going to inflate this with it off of the bike, and it does say to inflate it, the max is 40 psi when it's cold. Got all the bolts out of the top part of the frame, and then there are also attached into the fork with a Allen wrench, and you can use the Allen wrench that came with the bag in that first box that I showed you. Not sure if we need these for later. We're not to that point yet, but I'm gonna keep these off to the side just in case we do need them. All right, unboxing it even further. A lot of the parts are held on by these really strong wire ties, which is fine. Keeps the wheels in place. I am noticing though, as your hands are gonna get really greasy. But I am noticing as I'm taking apart the plastic bag, there's a lot of, I don't know if that's dirt, metal shavings. I guess it's so far that's the only concerning thing about that. Hopefully it's just dirt or grease and metal from the fabrication of this bike, or possibly the metal frame. I'm not sure, but it's all over. It just started falling out like sand. So we'll see. We'll see if that affects it. You can see it right here. I don't know if that's just machined metal parts that's coming off. I don't know. We'll see if that affects anything here, or if we see something that is basically disintegrated on the bike. But we're getting closer. All right, we got the handlebars off and unpackaged. Those were attached to the back rear wheel onto the frame. So took those off. Those were nicely packaged. There is a protective screen. It did get a little scratch, but I'm sure it's fine under the protected screen. I'm not going to take that off just yet. Looks like there's quick plug and play type of connectors that we're going to end up plugging into the rest of the bike. And then it also has it attached to the smart lock. So I think this Bike does not unlock unless you have one of these and you hold it to the screen. And then there are your levers. Oh, that one's damaged big time. That one's really beat up. The blinker, maybe it just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. That is kind of beat up. Not happy about that one. That looks like it was worn. That's a shame. All right, I'm gonna have to email them about that. See how their customer service is and see if they can send maybe just a new attachment for this. There's your horn, your lights, blinkers left, right. Not sure what the M means, probably the mode that will show up on the screen. Up, down, power. We'll see what all that stuff means. Throttle. Sticks. That's not good. Okay. Right now, a little concerned. It's not snappy. The throttle is not snappy. Maybe it's because it's not connected, but man, that's concerning. All the amazing packaging that they did on this bike, and for that handlebar to be that beat up, we shall see. All right, so we got the headlight housing off of there. It was connected to the front. It looks really nice, looks strong, looks durable. That looks very nice. I'm still a little pissed off about this turn signal being messed up. I know my son's gonna beat the hell out of this bike, but at least like it to look brand new out of the box after you pay $1,000 for something. Looking over here, the bike looks great. It's looking nice. A weird thing is that I'm finding random pieces in the box, like these random red washers that I didn't take off and they were just sitting in the box. There's also a random bolt just sitting down here. It's not attached to anything. I can't imagine that that's how they packaged it, for it to just be wedged there under the pedals or the footboards, the foot pegs. So couple of odd things. This experience started off really good with the packaging and how it was looking. Then we got the handlebars that are messed up, and we have random pieces that I'm going to keep off to the side. So we have two of these red washers and the big bolt there. So we're going to keep these off to the side just in case we need them further. Another thing is these ties. They use these metal ties wrapped with rubber or plastic. And they're great. They keep the bike in, I don't know if you could see that, but they keep the bike together and tight to the frame. However, when you're taking this off, they don't put that plastic all the way to the end, probably so it's easier for them to twist and manipulate. But if you unwrap that the wrong way, you're going to scratch the body or the paint on the bike. Just a note there. All right, here's how we're looking so far. We got most of or all of the wrapping off of it. I still have to detach the bolt right here to the front fork to get it off completely of the frame, and then the frame will be gone. I do have it charging right now. There's the battery pack. It does have a light on it indicating whether it's charged or fully charged or not charged. Goes right up there to the side, little arrow showing you exactly where to charge it. And that's where we're at right now. I will pick up in a little bit and we'll get some more of this assembled. All right, first step is to install the handlebars. And you see those little screws right there that have an Allen wrench. Those are actually installed in the bottom of the handlebar. So the ones that we took off of the frame to get the crate out, doesn't look like we are going to use those. These are them right here. And they were installed in there. They were already included and installed in the handlebars, so you just take those back out, and the handlebars fit in this groove, which is kind of nice. I like that. It's not just like you guess where they go. There's actually a groove that they fit in, and then those go right underneath, and you install those with the Allen wrench that they provided you. All right, I got those on, nice and snug. Had to finger tighten them first, and then get the Allen wrench in there. Obviously it sucks putting the Allen wrench in there because it's such a tight space. Nice and tight. Just a reminder, just with everything that you buy online, or even if you get it from the dealership, make sure that you tighten everything, even if they've put it together for you. Like you can see here on these brackets, this one's flush and snug. This one is not. So I'm gonna tighten that down as best as I can. you should do a once over on your bike or anything that you buy online. Just make sure everything is nice and tight, especially something that is going to go, that you put your kid on, or that is going 37 miles an hour. You don't want anything to go wrong at 37 miles an hour. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to install the front mud guard. So I'm going to go grab that. That's this here. Screws are not there, so I'm guessing they are installed in the bike. Underneath, let's see, because there isn't any hardware in that plastic bag, but yeah, there's 3 screws up in there. I'm going to take those out and install the mudguard fender. All right, so we got the front fender on. That was probably the most annoying thing so far that we had to do, just because you had to reach up in there and do those with an Allen wrench, so it kind of sucks. We should have, it said in the instruction, well, it didn't say, but it showed in the instruction that we actually should have put these on when we're putting the handlebars on. So we're going to do that now. When I stated that there was random stuff that was just laying loose, this is one of the things that was laying loose in the bottom of the box, the bottom of the crate, and I actually found out where this goes to, and it goes to this clamp that holds on this lever, the brake lever. I can tell you right now, this seems very cheap metal right here. It was so light. I'm worried that if this is not going to stay after a lot of use, and I'm worried that if I tighten it down too much, it's going to crack. That is one concern I have right now. Let's see if the other one actually came with both. Okay, this one actually came with both on there. The other one was loose, so that has the 2 screws. So we're looking good on that one. Okay, so we have the front fender on, and we also have the brake levers on each side. Just so you know, I did have this one upside down and then I flipped it. On the bottoms of them, you'll see call outs that'll say right and left. So those are all installed now. Pain in the ass to take them back off, but obviously that was my fault. So those are back on, and now I think the next thing is to unbolt the front fork with 2 wrenches that they do provide. Put the front wheel on, put the bolt back through. And there wasn't any extra bolts, so like some e-bikes, they just put a bolt in for shipping and they give you another one. But this one looks like we use the same exact bolt that they're using on the shipping crate. So we'll undo that, put the front wheel on, and we'll pick up from there. All right, so we got the front tire on. That was absolute pain in the butt. It's definitely a 2-person job if you can find someone to help you out. You had to take that whole bolt out, plus those black spacers right there. Then fitting those black spacers in with the bolt on each side while also getting it to fit into the disc brake was a pain in the butt. But we got it on, everything looks okay, and now we are going on to move to taking off the shock absorber back there for shipping. So now that seat won't be low riding right now, so it won't be low riding, and we gotta take off the shock absorber and then reinstall it from where they used it for shipping. All right, here's the bike in all its glory. We got it together. I put the light on there. A hard part on here was putting the shock on in the back, because you had to disassemble it and then put it back together again because it was wedged into this for shipping. That was a pain, but we did get it together. That's perfectly fine. I did ride it for a little bit. This thing has got some torque. At 3, you could probably, there's 3 modes, so 3 speeds or 3 paths. And at 3, you could definitely probably pop a wheelie, depending on how much you weigh. Now, let's go over some of the things that don't make sense on this bike. 1, the headlight housing moves. There is no attachment in the back that I saw. Also, when you're turning sharply, it hits against the fairing. That doesn't make any sense. The blinkers up here, this came all worn out, and you can definitely see it on green. Look how bad that is. So I'm going to ask to see if we can get one of these resent to us so I can redo that. Screen looks okay, no scratches. Everything looks decent over here. There are a couple blemishes on the seat, blemishes here on the plastics, and the decals have little wrinkles in them as well. I mean, that's just me being picky. The biggest thing for me is the blinker. That needs to get fixed. And some of the plastics on here, I don't think they need to be replaced, but they weren't perfectly, sorry, I'm holding my dog's ball so he doesn't bark, so he doesn't squeak it. Some of them just need to be, there needs to be a little bit better quality control. I don't understand this though. It hits. That doesn't make sense to me. And there's no other pieces in the box to fix that, to fasten it or anything. And it actually has little plastic caps inside of here. Let me see if I can show it right here. Those don't go to anything. There's nothing here for that to go onto. Like this was like these panels, almost like they were made for a dirt bike, like a real dirt bike, and they just reused them for this e-bike. I'm sure my kid will love it. It wasn't too bad putting it together. There's just some things with the fit and finish that I wish were done a little bit better. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. As far as right now, yes, I would recommend it. I give it a thumbs up, but we'll see how the customer service does. And I'll update this to see what the customer service does for that blinker to be replaced.